Up our game of the week between Minneapolis and Ellsworth. It's coming your way here at 6:40. We'll catch you on the air then.
It's time for football. This is a presentation of Eagle Media and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. This is the Game of the Week. Here with your play-by-play for tonight's game is Tyler Henry.
It's week 3 of the high school football season, and our game of the week takes us to Minneapolis, Kansas for an all-NCAA showdown between the visiting Ellsworth Bearcats and the Minneapolis Lions. Regardless of the records coming into this contest, whenever these two get together, things tend to be close, and tonight should be no different. Hello everyone, and welcome in for another exciting installment of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. I'm Tyler Henry, and it's so good to be with you here in Minneapolis, Kansas tonight. This is a big game for both teams as the hierarchy of the NCAA begins to form. For Ellsworth, it's an opportunity to cement their status as a team that can beat bigger foes after pushing around Sacred Heart and Republic County in a pair of blowouts to start the campaign. For Minneapolis, this is an opportunity to make a statement and prove that they belong in Ellsworth's and Beloit's tier in the NCAA instead of being relegated to the league's middle tier. Owen Just will sling the ball around the yard for Minneapolis tonight, seeking his first true breakout game against an Ellsworth team that features Tucker Goss and a rush-heavy attack, with Goss top 5 in the state of Kansas in rushing yards so far. We'll take a break, but when we return, we'll hear from both head coaches ahead of this matchup and get your new image audio keys to the game. This is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented tonight by Commercial Tire Centers.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
And now back to the football action with your Game of the Week.
Back here on the Salina Post pregame show as we get ready for the showdown between Minneapolis and Ellsworth. And we're joined now by Minneapolis head coach Garrett Golansky. Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
Yeah, not a problem.
So your team is off to a 1-1 start. What would you say has been kind of your biggest overall takeaway from these first 2 weeks?
Just striving to get 3% better each day. That's been the harp on this week in practice. If we're able to get 3% better each day, by the end of the season, we should be 100% better by compared to where we were at before. I don't need perfection now. That 3% is where we need to strive to get.
Well, and overall, when you take a look at the team you've seen on the field through these first 2 weeks, what feels like kind of the biggest known strength of this team after 2 games?
Definitely our defensive side of the ball, which I take to heart because I'm the offensive coordinator. So we have to get better on the offensive side of the ball to complement our defensive game. But our defense has kept us in a lot of good situations to where we can go out and have a chance to compete at the best of our ability.
Overall, what would you say are some of the biggest improvements that you still want to see out of this team as we go from the first 2 games to the next set of games?
Communication, being able to do the little fundamental things correctly. I think when it comes into crunch time, sometimes we get too caught up in the moment, and being able to rely on our fundamentals and where to put our hands, where to step, communicating on who we have, who we don't have, that type of stuff, where we were able to get all 11 people on the same page. I think that is where we need to keep on striving.
You mentioned the offense a moment ago. A lot of that obviously revolves around Owen Just and what he's able to do. What have you seen out of him so far, and where do you feel like you can maybe get him rolling even more?
I've seen a lot of growth and maturity with him, just from like a mental aspect of it, leadership role-wise. If you look at him, you can tell he's just an athlete. And then when he goes out, he's able to perform at a very high level with his athletic ability. But being able to see him take control of an offense vocally and as a leader has been a huge improvement. And that, I think, it just goes hand in hand, because once that starts happening and then our guys start responding to that, I think it's going to open up everything for us.
This is a defense, like you said, feels like something you can build around with this team. But, I was curious specifically, what has impressed you with their play? Where have you seen them kind of step up to the challenge?
So last week in particular, offensively, we put our defense in a couple bad spots, and special teams wise, we put them in a couple bad spots, and they were able to rise to the occasion. We turned the ball over on the 1 yard line, and our defense 2 plays later came out and was able to create a safety. We had a bad long snap go over our punter's head. They were able to get the ball on their 20 going in, and we were able to hold them. And anytime you're able to get those type of stops in those type of situations, I think that's a huge morale boost, whether it's at the beginning or the end of the game.
What are your overall thoughts on, just the NCAA? It feels like a league that continues to get better and better with every passing year. How do the games against Southeast, Beloit, Ellsworth make you more battle-tested?
I mean, like you said, it's just the good facing the good. It's a good standing point to figure out kind of where we are at as a team. Because when you come out of here, it's almost like a breath of fresh air when you have to go up against anybody else. So being able to kind of figure out who we are as a team when you go up against the Southeast, the Ellsworths, the Beloits, is a good thing for us.
Big game here tonight. You guys will take on the Ellsworth Bearcats. When you have a chance to scout Ellsworth on film, what are the biggest things that stand out to you right away about the way that they play?
They're physical. They're aggressive. They are very well coached. Offensively, they are able to do a lot of things well because of pad height across the offensive line. They scheme up the defense that they're going up against extremely well. On the defensive side of the ball, their front four rush very well. Linebackers are very sound in their run fits and being able to make tackles and for sure tackles. And then on the outsides, they play bend but don't break, cover three defense. They bail, let you catch it underneath, come up, make a tackle, and then live to play another down. So there's not really many flaws in their game.
This is an Ellsworth offense that, really since the graduation of Will Cravens and that deep state run that they made, has been pretty run heavy. They look to be similar again this season. What are kind of the biggest keys to stopping the run game and maybe forcing Ellsworth to do some things they're not comfortable with?
I think that's the key, is to get them in uncomfortable situations. If you look at their last two games, they've been very efficient on first and second down. So being able to get them in a second and long or a third and long to where they do have to open up the pass game, which is something they haven't really had to do. I'm not saying they can't. Their quarterback's pretty decent when he throws the ball, but it's not something that he's very familiar with. So we got to be able to put him in those situations to where we are able to exploit, maybe even bring some pressures.
You mentioned a moment ago, this is an Ellsworth defense that, keeps everything in front of them. They don't necessarily give up a lot of big plays over the top. What'll be the biggest keys for your offense in a game like this to keep things, moving efficiently and not put yourself at third and long?
Being able to establish something good on first down, I think, is huge. Whether it's the pass or the run game, being able to keep it into a 2nd and 7, 2nd and 5, really opens up the playbook. As soon as you get into a 2nd and 10, or if you get knocked behind the sticks and now it's 2nd and 12, it really slims down what you're able to accomplish. And then it also allows that defense to kind of tee off on whoever is in front of them to go out and get, whether it's a pass or zero in on the run game. But as long as we're able to communicate up front to go to where we need to go to, step with the correct foot, use the correct hand placement, I think we can get something going.
I know that, you guys have already had a game in Minneapolis, and you don't strike me as the type of coach that gets too wrapped up in stuff like this. But at the same time, how big is home field, in a game like this against a league rival that you're so familiar with?
I think it's huge. Lions is a decent distance away. And it was hot that day. It was like 92 degrees on a bus. So, anytime you have to go do that in the middle of Kansas, it's kind of a mental toll. So being able to come home, we don't have school tomorrow, so that's kind of a big thing too. Getting our guys in the morning, going through a walkthrough, getting them fed, getting them their headspace in the right headspace for the game that night. And then on top of everything else, it's homecoming too. So being able to bring that fire and intensity throughout the entire day is going to be huge. But then also on top of that, you also have Ellsworth, who played 2 home games their first 2 weeks, and now they're finally coming on the road. So I think that might play to our advantage as well. If we can knock them off, punch them in the mouth a little early and kind of just start to do what we want to do, I think that can benefit us.
Well, and last thing for you here, Coach, I know we've talked a little offense, we've talked a little defense, but overall, if you have to boil it down into the top couple of points, what are your biggest keys to the game? What does your team have to do to get the win here at home and move to 2-1?
Limit penalties would be my number one thing in all facets of the game. And then number 2 is win the special teams battle. I put a big emphasis on special teams. The game can be won and lost when it comes down to one special teams play. If the game's a little closer last week, we open up the second half and we kick off, and they return return on us for a touchdown. So those things that don't seem that big at that moment can play huge dividends for whichever team going into the fourth quarter.
Well, Coach Galansky, thank you so much for your time, sir, and best of luck to your Lions here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Once again, that was Garrett Galansky, head coach of the Minneapolis Lions. We'll step away, but when we return, pregame rolls on. You're watching the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's right here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
And now back to the football action with your Game of the Week.
Back here on the pregame show as we get ready for the showdown between Ellsworth and Minneapolis. And we're joined now by Bearcat head coach Josh Amolka. Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today, sir.
We appreciate it. Thanks.
So your team is off to a roaring 2-0 start again this season. What would you say has been the thing that's impressed you the most from your team here in these first couple weeks?
Just being able to adjust it. Halftime's been good. Coming out and playing really well in the third quarter has been a real positive for us right now.
Well, you talk about halftime adjustments. How much of that do you kind of attribute to having such a veteran-heavy squad that, kind of knows what those adjustments look like before you even ask them to make them?
I mean, that makes a big difference. You don't have to there's not a lot of teaching. It's more, hey, remember when we did this, and, a lot of memory stuff. So we're just bringing stuff back to the front of the brain, and we can adjust on the fly a little bit.
I feel like veteran leadership is a big factor with this team specifically. How much have you seen those veteran leaders kind of help the younger guys that have now stepped up to fill the roles of maybe some of the seniors you lost last year?
I think they've done a great job so far. All these guys have had a lot of plays since they were freshmen, so they've seen a lot of different things within games and within practices, so they've been a positive influence on these younger guys.
You mentioned as well, some of those halftime adjustments. You got through a bit of a slow start in the Sacred Heart game week 1, but you bounced back well. In your last 6 quarters of football, you've outscored your opponents 82-16. What adjustments did you make, or, what changed for the guys?
I think we've played really well on defense, and there isn't a lot of adjustments we made. We just trusting the guy next to you and making sure we know what we're doing, and it's just been a lot of trust more than anything. It's, in that first half of Sacred Heart, we might have been trying to do too much as a senior, and some of those older guys thought they had to compensate, and I think they've gained a lot of trust in the guys next to them in the last game and a half. So I think that's been the biggest turnaround.
Well, and beyond just the trust, offensively, where have you seen things kind of click for your team as you've been able to put up some big scoring performances?
I feel like putting up points is positive, but sometimes you get rolling and the other team's just reeling a little bit, and we've been able to take advantage of that a little bit. But the biggest thing is us just being on the ball consistently. There's been times in games where we couldn't run the ball consistently. So, and we've had some big plays, so it kind of skews maybe our scoring a little bit. We need to be a little more consistent in our drives with our run game, and be able to complement in our pass game. And we've hit some receivers and had a couple drops here and there, but we've had a really good practice this week with that stuff. So just consistency is the biggest thing I feel like we need to improve to keep that kind of scoring going on.
Well, and you kind of led me right into my next question, Coach, because your team has had a lot of success on the ground. Do you still want to kind of see more in the passing game? And if so, how do you attain that?
We've done Carson's done a really good job in the passing game. It's kind of been, whether it was an O-line issue on a play or maybe a drop pass or something. I think our passing game's actually going to be pretty good, and it's shown that it's pretty effective. We just haven't made the plays at every turn. So I think those guys are going to make a lot of plays here in the next coming few weeks.
Well, and overall, as you kind of get into the meat of the schedule here, what are some of the biggest improvements that you still want to see this team go from good to great?
I feel like some of our younger guys are sophomores. That's a really good class, and I think they've done a good job of helping us. But I think a few more of them in the next coming weeks need to help us even more. So I think that's a class that can really make a difference here in the next coming few weeks and help us make a run late in the season.
Before we get into, this matchup specifically with Minneapolis, I did want to ask you about the NCAA for just a minute. It's a league that just continues getting better year after year. How do you feel about the way that these games kind of prepare you for the playoffs against, the Southeast of Salines, the Ellsworth, or the Beloits, and even sometimes the Minneapolises of the world?
From top to bottom, our league's pretty tough, like you said. And I think that's an advantage for our league in the playoffs. I think Beloit's proved that. They made a few, they might have lost to a team here and there, but then in the playoffs they make a deep run, whether it's to a state championship or to a sub-state, something like that. But you're going to be in a dogfight every week in our league, and that's it's been beneficial for all of us, and it's helped us, sharpen iron with iron. So I think we're all pretty sharp come playoff time, and we're all tough out when we get there.
Well, that first real test comes this week against Minneapolis. When you have a chance to scout the Lions on film, what are the things that stand out to you about just kind of the way that they've been playing this year?
I think Owen he gave us a lot of problems last year, so he's a guy that's definitely on our radar. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks in our league, so he's somebody you definitely got to account for. He can make a lot of plays with his feet, and then he's got a really good arm, so he can do a lot of things that are unique, and we're going to have to be able to have an eye on him.
Well, and without, giving too much up, but, schematically, how do you keep a guy like Owen just uncomfortable and make sure that he doesn't get the looks that he wants?
Well, I think our pass rush is going to be pretty key this week. So that's where it's going to, if we can contain him and not let him get out and make plays with his feet outside the pocket to throw the ball. That's what he did to us last year. He got outside the pocket and made a bunch of plays down the field. If we can limit that, we'll be okay.
On the other side of the ball, what stands out to you about the Minneapolis defense, and where will your offense need to be sharp this week?
The biggest thing, they've went to a 5-2 front, and a true bear front. It's a tough front to play against. There's only so many things you can do to it, and if they play well on those edges, it's hard to get the ball outside. So that's the biggest thing I've seen. If we can take advantage of a few of those things, alignment-wise, we're going to try to, but that's easier said than done.
Well, and Coach, I know we've talked a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense, but overall, when you boil it all down, what are your biggest keys to the game? What does Ellsworth have to do this week to keep it going and move to 3-0?
We got to be able to run the ball consistently, and then we got to contain Owen Just. So those are the two big things.
Coach Amolka, thank you so much for your time, sir. Best of luck to your Bearcats tonight.
I appreciate it.
Once again, that was Josh Amolka, head coach of the Ellsworth Bearcats. We'll step away, but when we return, the pregame show rolls on. You're watching the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
And now back to the football action with your Game of the Week.
Well, hey, everybody, and welcome back in here to Minneapolis, Kansas. Tyler Henry alongside you, Trey Tolley, our producer and engineer today. So glad you could join us for another Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week presented here today by Commercial Tire Center. You might notice a little something extra on the screen. We are currently in about a 10-minute weather delay, so kickoff for this game is actually going to come here in about 10 minutes. We'll get you a little pregame here, and then we'll probably step away for a bit, but we'll have you back out here around 7:10 for the opening kickoff. And while you see it is not raining, it has been raining and there's been lightning in the area, so that could play a factor in tonight's game. Obviously, we hope that it doesn't, but we'll keep you updated, and if there is a weather delay, we'll be sure to have that on screen to let you all know at home. Of course, this game will feature the 2-0 Ellsworth Bearcats. They come in fresh off of a couple of beatdowns. They took it to Sacred Heart in week number 1 after a kind of an uncharacteristically slow start, and then they turned around and pulverized Republic County 40-16 in week number 2. Meanwhile, for Minneapolis, it's an opportunity for them to keep things rolling after a defensive duel and a 16-6 win over Lions in week number 2 after they tussled with the 2A state champs in week number 1. We will step away, but when we come back, we will have your keys to the game presented by New Image Audio, and we'll also get the opening kickoff and starting lineups. It's Minneapolis and Ellsworth on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly-Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
No matter what team you support this season, CopyCo has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is CopyCo, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store. Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a childcare stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina. Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
And with that, with the weather delay in the rear view, we return here to Minneapolis High School for our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Centers. Got the coin toss taking place out at midfield as captains exchanging handshakes. And, I mean, really, two teams that do have a good veteran presence. You talk about solid seniors on both sides. The two guys to watch, at least in my opinion, in this game for Minneapolis is really not that hard to pick. It's Owen Just. The game goes as he goes, both offensively and defensively. He is going to be a key factor in everything they do. And for Ellsworth, we know how good Tucker Goss has been, but I want to put a number to this. Tucker Goss has 377 rushing yards through the first 2 weeks of the season. That is the 5th best mark in the state of Kansas. There is another representative from our area. Number 1 is currently Salina Central's Cooper Reeves, but that'll be something to keep an eye on as we get the result of the coin toss here. And it looks like Minneapolis has won the toss. They will defer to the second half, and that means the Ellsworth offense will be on the field to start this game. Let's get into our new image audio keys to the game. And, I mean, really, for Ellsworth, you feel like it's just kind of take what Mother Nature's giving you here tonight. It's going to be slick. It's going to be wet. We've had rain coming down on this turf really throughout the course of the lead-up to this game. It's part of why we have a 10-minute weather delay. this is an Ellsworth team that if they have it their way, they're going to be running the football, and they're going to be running the football a lot. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. If they can continue pounding the rock and have success on the ground, that's going to set them up to do some good things in the passing game and maybe even get Carson Jacobs rolling on a night like tonight. Meanwhile, for Minneapolis, they are going to have to find a way to contain that run game. And I hate to bring up the run game for both sides, but really, if they cannot stop Ellsworth on the ground, it could be a long night for the Lions. But this is a Minneapolis team that under head coach Garrett Golansky has been playing a more physical brand of football. And we will see whether that translates into something more as we are just about ready to kick this game off. Ellsworth's got it on the tee. Bo Kyler is ready to kick this deep. Jasper Johns is back deep to return for Minneapolis. Great crowd on hand here tonight. They've braved the elements and come here through the rain. And as Bo Kyler is ready to go, we are ready to go, and the game of the week is underway. This is a deep kickoff. Johns will field it from his own goal line. Jasper Johns had a crease. It's shut down quickly. He's brought down at the 24-yard line, and that is where the offense comes onto the field here for Minneapolis. And let's go ahead and meet them. As I mentioned a moment ago, Owen Just is the starting quarterback. He is a senior, checks in at 6'1", 195 pounds so far this season, 13 for 21, 3 touchdowns to 1 pick. Bryson Longberger is your starting running back. Brayton Peters is in the I formation here as well. We'll get receivers in the offensive line after 1st and 10. Just takes the snap. It's a handoff to the tailback. No, it's a fake. He throws it deep. He's got a wide open receiver on the first play of the game. It's a 75-yard touchdown strike, and Braden Johnson hauls in the game's first score. That was a good sell by the Minneapolis offense. Everybody, myself included, thought that was going to be on the ground, and instead they link it up to Johnson for a lightning strike. First score of the day. Crazy thing is, that might have been a little underthrown as well. PAT is up. PAT is good. We'll take a break, but just 18 seconds into this game, it's already a 7-0 lead for Minneapolis. Back with more after this, presented by Commercial Tire Center.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Back here on our Game of the Week, it's presented this week by Commercial Tire Center. Well, how about this for a drive summary? 1 play, 75 yards, and a touchdown. And just like that, Minneapolis is on the board. You can't ask for a much better start than that, and now the Lions will turn things over to their defense and look to hold this lead. And to put this in perspective, think about it like this. Minneapolis played a Lions team that a lot of people around the state, let's be honest, don't think are that good. They scored just 16 points last week in a full game, 4 quarters, against Lions. This week, they score a touchdown on their very first play of the game. Can't ask for much more than that. So now, it is Minneapolis looking to kick this off. Logan Haley is the kicker, also one of the O-linemen for this Minneapolis squad, and he will put his boot into it. It's a short kick. It'll be fielded by the up man at about the 20-yard line. Ellsworth looking for some blocks, cutting it across the green now to about the 28-yard line. And here comes the Ellsworth offense. We didn't even get to meet the entire offense for Minneapolis with that one-play drive, but for Ellsworth, they are led by a sophomore quarterback in Carson Jacobs. In the backfield, it's Tucker Goss and Rhett Bull. Your top receiving options are Cooper McGowan, Jace Thomason, Braylon Gardner, Jackson Manier, and Liam Stone. And the offensive line from left to right, Drew Davis, Ethan Tully, Cam Gardner, Micah Galvin, and Keegan Urbanik. expect run heavy. As you see Minneapolis load the box, they're expecting the run here on first down, and they will run the keeper. Jacobs up the middle. He will take on the contact, runs into just, and with forward progress, he'll get ahead to about the 35-yard line. I love a lot of things about coming here to Minneapolis. One of them is, of course, the beautiful turf field. They put this thing in, I mean, it's got to have been 7 or 8 years ago now, but the other thing that I do really, really appreciate, you've got the glow light on the down and distance marker. Always easy to see regardless of condition. 7-yard gain on first down for Carson Jacobs. This time they hand it off, and there goes Goss, bouncing it to the outside, breaking through tackles. He's up to the 50, now across to the 40, finally pushed out of bounds, but a tough man to bring down, and it's a tough bunch of yardage. He picks up, say, about 30 on the run. So good work for Tucker Goss, who just continues to pad his stats here. Ellsworth's first offensive drive of this game. And the way this has gone, you wonder how much defense we're going to see in a game like this. Minneapolis' ability to get stops will be paramount in this contest. That defense is on the field facing a 1st and 10. They will keep it here with Jacobs, but he is immediately wrestled to the ground. A good, sound tackle for the defense. It's Wyatt Griffin who makes the tackle, and let's meet the defense. It's Logan Haley, Bladen Johnson, Wyatt Griffin in the trenches. Your cornerbacks are Charlie Klein and Emery Stickles. Linebackers, Braden Johnson, Josh White, Jasper Johns, and Logan Biggs. And your safeties, Owen Just and Bryson Lawnberger. They call that a loss of 1 for Carson Jacobs. Puts Ellsworth behind the sticks here, facing a 2nd and 11. They're going to motion Goss out into the slot, and they will hand this off up the right side. Plenty of room, still rumbling ahead. Boy, struggling to make tackles, and he's still not down. My goodness. That is just power run football out of Cooper McGowan. And he is going to pick up 22 for his trouble. My goodness. I know he's listed as a wide receiver, and he's only got 3 carries on the year, but Cooper McGowan, when he gets going downhill like that, he is tough to stop. That's something I expect we might see a little bit more out of tonight. He put on 30 pounds this offseason. He is now up to 205. A load in the backfield. Jacobs design QB run up the middle, still twisting and turning. He'll have enough for the first down, a gain of 10 for Carson Jacobs, and this run game is clicking. Ellsworth keeping things on the ground as they do. Have not attempted a passing play yet, and they now find themselves 4 yards from pay dirt, trying to even up the score here. Back in the backfield is Tucker Goss. He lines up in the left hip pocket of Carson Jacobs. First down and goal. Handoff to Goss. Still pushing, and he is short. Does gain a couple of yards and splits the distance. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 2. I like what Ellsworth did earlier in the run game with Cooper McGowan, and I expect we will see more carries out of him tonight. Right now, McGowan is lined up to the right of Jacobs. Goss is lined up behind. They will give it to Goss. Goss is ahead. He plunges there, but the football's on the ground, and it's scooped up by Minneapolis. Oh, my goodness. Minneapolis all over it. And they recover it. I believe it was Bladen Johnson who got on it. That is a huge momentum swinging play, and the Lions take over on their own goal line. Massive, massive momentum swing there. And a chance for Minneapolis to go up by 2 scores here. Lions put the offense back on the field. They will hand this off. That's not going to find much as they gave it to Lawnberger. And he lost 1. The rest of the offense for Minneapolis, Lawnberger in the backfield, Braden Johnson, Charlie Klein, Nolan Arnold, your top receivers. The offensive line from left to right, Logan Haley, Wyatt Griffin, Mason Nagel, Logan Biggs, and Kingston Darnay. If the Lions can find a way to get off the goal line, it opens up the playbook quite a bit. Lawnberger lined up in the right hip pocket of Owen Just. They will fake the give. Just tries to run it. He does not have much. It's another great stop for the Ellsworth defense. With forward progress, it'll be 3rd and 11, and let's meet that defense here for the Bearcats. In the trenches, Drew Davis, Ethan Tolley, Keegan Urbanik, and Cameron Gardner. Your linebackers are Rhett Bull, Micah Galvin, Tucker Goss, and Cooper McGowan. Corners are Jace Thomason and Liam Stone, and the starting safety tonight will be Jackson Manier. But it's a Bear front. You don't see a lot of high schools run this. Ellsworth, though, is unafraid. They trust their guys. So far, they've been well rewarded to do so. Minneapolis needs a big play. They go to the air. They will link it up near the 10, still pushing ahead. It won't be enough for the first down, but it's a solid gain for Nolan Arnold. As Owen Just starts the day off 2 for 2, but you got to think they will send the punt team on, and they will. No surprise there. They play it safe. They do the right thing. Solid 9-yard catch for Nolan Arnold. Back deep to return for the Ellsworth Bearcats is Jackson Manier. We got all sorts of shifting here. I mean, the punter is the quarterback. It is Owen Just, and I think they might have just been trying to draw Ellsworth off sides as they'll call a timeout, and the Bearcats not fooled by that. So our first timeout of the day gives us a chance to remind you that coverage of today's game is presented by Commercial Tire Center, and it's brought to you in part by C&R Plating in Minneapolis. Start your new career with C&R Plating. Visit their website at crplating.com. Also by Sage Products of Salina, your supplier for janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you'll see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Well, it's actually pretty warm out today for the most part, but the rain really cooled things down here at Kickoff. Felt a little bit like summer around 3 or 4 o'clock, but here at 7, as we get things underway in Minneapolis, it's down to about 75. Still plenty of cloud coverage and the threat of a little more rain, perhaps, throughout the course of the evening. You always make people think when your quarterback is also the punter, and that is the case for Minneapolis. And they will set up here to, well, now it is not just back there. They do have another punter. Might have been some early movement. Either way, the punt is away. Manier will try to haul it in, but he cannot hold on. And Ellsworth will put the offense back on the field following a good stop at the 44. So all that offense came on the first play for the Minneapolis. That's been the issue. It's been struggling to put together sustained drives. Ellsworth put the drive together, but could not capitalize as they fumbled at the goal line. It was Tucker Goss who fumbled it away. 2 backs in the set here. Goss is the deep man. They will give it to him. He'll rumble ahead for a gain of 3. Ellsworth is good about shortening the game when it comes to this run. Only 6:21 left to go in the first quarter, and they will just continue to grind you into dust where they can. Josh Homolka in his 9th season leading the Bearcats. Meanwhile, a first-year head coach in Garrett Galansky promoted from his position as defensive coordinator. He steps up to fill the shoes of Tom Flax, who is now coaching for Concordia High School on the assistant staff. Goss lined up right now directly behind Jacobs in the pistol. Jacobs does give it. Goss falls ahead for another gain of 6, but he will be shy of the sticks. And Ellsworth will have to get back up to the line here and run another play. Minneapolis' physicality is something that is certainly improved, but they're going to need a really good performance here tonight if they want to pull off what many people around the state would consider an upset of a team that made a deep run in the state quarterfinals 2 years back. 3 receivers off to the left-hand side. 3rd down and 2. Designed run for Jacobs. He's got enough for the first down, and he is gone. Goodbye. Carson Jacobs will waltz into the end zone. It's a 35-yard touchdown run, and the sophomore quarterback strikes here to even things up. Made that look easy, and there was no outside contain. You love the play design from Coach Homolka. He's got all 3 receivers on the far side of the field, so that's where the safety help goes. And you've got nobody playing center field to make sure that Jacobs isn't given a free lane to the end zone. On for the PAT. The kick is up. The kick is good. And we've got a 7-7 ball game on our hands with just under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Back with more Game of the Week when we return. It's presented tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Back-to-back big touchdowns. Minneapolis starts the game with a 75-yard bomb from Owen Just all the way down the field to a wide-open Braden Johnson. And Carson Jacobs responds in kind for Ellsworth, who is on the board without attempting a single pass in this game. The question is, what does Minneapolis go to here? As on their last drive, I know they were backed up against their own goal line, did not have much success on the ground, facing a really strong Ellsworth defense that through 2 weeks has allowed a total of just 24 points. Kickoff will drive the returner back to about the 5-yard line. That's where Minneapolis is looking to make something happen down on the ground, but the 28, and the offense back onto the field. They do have room to breathe this time, and you cannot underestimate how important that is, especially in a game like this. But these two teams, they play each other so often, and you just get to know the tendencies of the other coach and, more importantly, the other kids that are lined up across from you. This is Bryson Longberger. He lines up to the right of Owen Just. 4-receiver look here in the shotgun. 4 on the front. They will hand this to Longberger. He is immediately arrested at the line. Keegan Urbanik and Ethan Tully having none of it. And they will call that no gain to set up a 2nd and 10. Periodically throughout the night, we'll check in on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Got a lot of other good games going on. Salina Central, that is playing campus tonight. South will have their hands full with Derby. Abilene takes on Concordia, playing against Tom Flax, the former head coach of these Minneapolis Lions. Talk more about the other games on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard here after this 2nd and 10. Quick outlet here for Just to the far side of the field. It is complete. More yards after the catch, staying in bounds. And it's another big gain for Braden Johnson. Johnson has 2 catches today. They've both been big ones. Call that a 12-yard gain. So they get it up to the 45-yard line. But the other game that you can catch on the broadcast tonight sees the Trojan War between southeast of Salina and Beloit. And then we will have Sacred Heart at Pleasanton tomorrow for, just your typical Saturday morning football game at 11:30 a.m. Quick handoff to the up back, through to the second level, up to the 45. Good work there by Minneapolis as they kind of ambushed them a little bit. Trying to see who it was that took that up the gut. It was the fullback, Jasper Johns. First carry of the night for Johns. It's good for 10 yards. Two passes, 2 runs for Minneapolis. Here is a sweep to the outside and not able to find the edge. Tackled for a loss of 2. Give credit on the tackle to Big Cooper McGowan. Bryson Lawnberger has carried the ball 4 times tonight. He's gone backwards 3 times. That'll be a loss of 2. Lions still trying to string together a touchdown drive. Both teams content to run the football. It's brought us to the 3-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Lions go back to work. Pump fake for just over the middle. Has a receiver, and he hauls it in at the 25. Solid gain over the middle. A deep crossing route, and they link it up to Charlie Klein. So Klein has his first catch of the day. That's close to an 18-yard gain, and Owen Just has started 3 for 3. Lions quickly rushing back to the line. You wonder if they want to try to keep the foot on the gas here, keep this momentum rolling. It's another handoff to the fullback. This time, though, Ellsworth was ready for it, and it's a gain of just 3 for Jasper Johns. Just a reminder, coverage of tonight's game is brought to you in part by C&R Plating in Minneapolis. Start your new career with C&R Plating. Visit their website at crplatinginc.com. Lions, most of their success has come through the air. Every time they've passed the ball tonight, it's been for a double-digit gain. They'd like to keep that momentum here. It is 2nd and 8, so they don't have to air it out. Good options on the field, just looking that way. It's a design screen. It's deflected, and then it's almost intercepted, but it is incomplete. Trying to find the tight end there. And we do have our first flag of the game, so we'll have to check the laundry on the field. Looks like this is going against. Trying to see what the deal is here. Coach Galansky having a, let's call it, spirited discussion with the official, and they're going to call that against the Lions. So it will back them up even further here for what's going to go down as a 3rd down and 13. Probably going to have to go to the air here. That last incompletion was the first of the day for Minneapolis. And a timeout will stop the action as the Lions want to talk about it. They call their second of the quarter. We'll step away. When we come back, it's more Game of the Week action presented tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
So following the penalty, Minneapolis wanted to stop and talk it over, and while we've got a quick break in the action, fans, don't forget to check out our Salina Post Facebook page and at SPost Sports on Twitter after the game to see video highlights from around the area, proudly presented by Billings Group. And if you want to see that touchdown that started the game for Minneapolis, the 75-yard bomb to Braden Johnson, that's going to be where you go to do it. We'll also have them up right here on YouTube. So wherever you get your highlights, we'll bring you all the best. Shotgun set, 3 wide for Minneapolis here on 3rd and 13. Lions will send the running back in motion. They look to him on the screen. Now they want to come back and throw a bomb to the end zone. Is that intercepted? It looks like it might have been, and it was. Ellsworth brings it in. It was an overthrown football. I thought for a minute it might have been too overthrown for anybody, but the Bearcats are there, and they will take over. I believe at the 20, it looks like that was deep enough to call it for a touchback. So both teams with a turnover deep in the other's territory. And that'll bring it to the 20. Yeah, I was right because it was picked off and then he fell down into the end zone. So the Bearcats put the offense back on the field with 1:23 left to go here in the first quarter in a 7-7 ball game. Jacobs with the handoff through to the second level, tripped up, still on his feet, still taking on tacklers all the way out to the 35. And just rumbling ahead is Tucker Goss for a big gain of 15. Here are the carries tonight for Ellsworth. 30, 3, 6, 15, 7, 10, 35, 22. They have been taking yardage off the field in chunks. Jacobs always a threat to run. Wonder what they want to do here. This time Jacobs will pull it, keeps himself veering to the outside. He's got enough for the first down. He's pushed out of bounds at midfield. And it's another 15-yard gain for the Bearcats. Doesn't really matter who's been running the football. Everybody has run it effectively. And this Ellsworth team just continues to ground and pound. The nice thing about Minneapolis, you do have the turf, so probably not too much to worry about in terms of field conditions, but you wonder if all that rain earlier has made it a little bit slick if you want to throw it. This is first down and 10 from the 50. Jacobs hands it off, up the middle, more space, and another 10-yard gain. And guess who? It's Tucker Goss. We're going to be saying his name a lot tonight. Another 10-yard gain that'll keep the clock moving. It'll keep the chains rolling. And the Bearcats have it here at the 39. And that's what we talked about, your new image audio keys to the game. Can Minneapolis slow down this rushing attack? They did it well on their first defensive drive. And then they forced the fumble on the second defensive drive. But from a yardage perspective, Minneapolis has had a hard time slowing down Ellsworth tonight, and the Bearcats have taken full advantage. This is the look where they ran the quarterback keeper up the right side last time around. And, hey, guess what? It's a quarterback keeper up the right side here, but only 2 yards for Jacobs. So that'll bring us to the end of quarter number 1. We've got a 7-7 ball game on our hands. It's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
It's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's 7-7 as we go to quarter number 2. Quick check of our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Southeast of Salina leads Beloit in the first quarter, and that game sees SES. They score a touchdown to go up by 2 scores. Here it's Ellsworth trying to go up by 1 score as they hand this off up the middle, and that's a good stop by Minneapolis. It's only a gain of 1. That is the least constructive run of the night for Mason Nagel on the tackle. I believe they gave that one to Jackson Manier. So the Bearcats, they're not going to be phased in terms of going away from the run game just because they're looking at 3rd and a little bit long here. It's 3rd and 6. They might be in 4-down territory. Jacobs trying to run speed option, tries to dive inside. There is nothing there. He found 0. And do we see Ellsworth keep the offense on the field, or do they send out the punt unit? This is out of the range of, I'd say, 99.976% of high school kickers. Looks like they are going to keep the offense out there, and I like the call. There's no reason. Worst case scenario, you turn it over at your opponent or at your opponent's 35, and your defense has looked good. And yeah, here we see Cooper McGowan is in as a fullback. They will go to the air. It's not enough for the first down, though, or is it? They got it to Jackson Manier. The question is, how many yards are they going to give him with the spot? And they are going to say, I believe, just enough for the first. And now the referees are going to confer. No, he's short, and that's the right call. They needed 6. They got, I would say, 4, maybe 5 if you want to be generous. And a turnover on downs will give it back to Minneapolis, and we're still tied here, folks. It has felt like Ellsworth has dominated this game. They are not leading on the scoreboard. It's been that kind of night. Minneapolis has got to get the offense going. Outside of the one massive gainer, they have done very little here on offense. Minneapolis running it here with Lawnberger. Boy, he's got some space. Bouncing to the outside, still on his feet. Breaking tackles, cuts it to the interior. He's got the safety stumbling, and it's another long bomb, one-play drive as Bryson Lawnberger takes it 70 yards to the house, and the Lions take the lead. I said they needed sustained drives. Bryson Lawnberger said, hey, watch this. One play, 6 points for the second time in this game. Just a complete defensive breakdown on the part of the Bearcats. PAT is on its way, and it is good. Minneapolis leads it 14-7. Back with more when we return. Our Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Center.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
So Minneapolis, I want to give you their drives here tonight. One play, 75 yards, touchdown, 3 and out, interception, one play, 70 yards, touchdown. They have relied on the big play. It has worked tonight. And you got to give a lot of credit to Bryson Lawnberger because he made that play happen. There were 2 or 3 times where a lot of backs would get tripped up, would go down, would get tackled. And Lawnberger just kept the feet churning. He said, I don't think so, not today. So now you got to defend this well as you got Tucker Goss and Jackson Manier back deep to return the kick here. Ellsworth will put the offense back on the field. The offense has looked good for Ellsworth, but only 1 touchdown to show for it, thanks in part to a fumble on the goal line. Kick is in the air. Manier is going to chase this. It will take a roll and a bounce, and it's into the end zone for a touchback. So it's out to the 20 for the Ellsworth offense. Speaking of drive summaries, Ellsworth in this game, a fumble, a touchdown, and a turnover on downs. So they've not punted, but they've had 2 drives stall out in the worst way. And they got to find a way to keep things rolling here as they put their offense back on the field. Fans, remember, Salina Regional Health Center is hiring. See all their open positions and start your new career today by visiting srhc.com. Tucker Goss lined up behind Jacobs in the pistol. Does Ellsworth have a big play to respond? Tripped up, down for a gain of 5. A good run there for Tucker Goss. Goss has toted the rock 6 times tonight. He's gone for double digits on half of those runs. Brayton Peters comes up to make the tackle. So it's 2nd and 5. One receiver split out wide in either direction. They do hand it again, and there's nothing there. Goss lost 2. It's a great stop there by the Lions. This is what I mean when I talk about Minneapolis playing a more physical brand of football than what we've seen over the years, including in this game that I know we talked about it on the pregame, but it went the way of the Bearcats somewhat comfortably last year. Closer score than what many felt it was. Now a chance for the defense to get back off the field here on 3rd down and 6. This would likely be punting territory, but it's going to be a 1st down and more. My goodness, Goss kept his feet under him. Just rumbles ahead for a gain of 12. He is a hard man to bring down. Tucker Goss put on some weight in the offseason himself, and I don't mean the bad kind. You got to think him and Cooper McGowan hit the weight room hard. McGowan up 30 pounds since last year. Goss up 25 pounds. And both guys look the part for this power run offense. They're the 2 in the backfield here. You see McGowan to the right as the fullback. Goss lined up behind Jacobs. 1st and 10. Pitch to Goss, looking to cut this up. Spins off of one tackler, spins off of another tackler, and it's 10 more and another 1st down here for Tucker Goss. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get 377 yards on the ground in 2 weeks to start your season. It's plays like that a lot of guys go down for a 5-yard gain. Goss keeps the legs churning and picks up 10. At least, I believe he picked up 10. Chain gang is, no, they're called him short. Well, okay, there's a full yard difference between the chain gang and the football. And we have got a high school measurement. So while they come out to measure, we'll see if it is in fact enough for the 1st down. And no, he's short. 2nd down and inches here. Want to remind you this presentation is brought to you in part by Kansas Bankers Technology and Techniqual Consulting, your partners in secure banking technology and seamless IT solutions. Are they remeasuring this? Okay. They measured, and they ruled that he was short, and then they measured again for funsies, I guess. And here we go. Honestly, this kind of works out for Ellsworth because if you're the Bearcats, you know you can get a yard anytime you want it. They'll get a fresh set of downs after this. Well, no, they won't. I think Minneapolis might have heard me jawing up here a little bit. Braden Johnson said, how about a loss of 2? Carson Jacobs going the wrong way, and now it's a much different situation on 3rd down and 3. 7:38 left to play here in the opening half. At halftime, we'll take another look at our Bennington State Bank scoreboard, get you scores from all around the area. 3rd and 3. Jacobs fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's tripped up. He's going to be close to the 1st down marker. Did he get it? I believe he did. We may have another measurement here as they spot this down just across the hash. And they will say, yep, that's a 1st down for the Ellsworth Bearcats. So Jacobs loses 3, then picks up 4. And we have got a fresh set of downs for the Bearcats with 7 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Bearcats on the march. Still just one passing attempt in this game for Carson Jacobs. They will keep it on the ground. This is Goss, right side, through tackles, still fighting, still on his feet. Stays on the outside to about the 34. Call it a 19-yard gain for Tucker Goss. And Ellsworth just continues to pour it on here on the ground. These halftime stats are going to be interesting. Because, again, most of Minneapolis' offense has come on 2 plays, but that's all they've needed to be in the lead. By the way, don't forget, Ellsworth deferred to the second half, so Minneapolis will get the football to start quarter number 3. Haven't seen a carry by McGowan in a little while here. Jacobs on 1st and 10. Hands off to Goss. He's got all sorts of space, and no one's going to catch him. Tucker Goss tripped up, but it's too late. A 35-yard scamper into the end zone. And Ellsworth answers quickly here in quarter number 2. For as big as Tucker Goss is, when he gets moving downhill, you're not going to stop that. He is a Mack truck coming down the freeway. So it's Bo Kyler on to try to tie this up. Kyler this season is 12 for 14 on PATs. 6 minutes left to play. Wow, Ellsworth is going to line up. They want to go for it. It's a keeper for Jacobs. He's got all sorts of room, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. So a touchdown and 2 puts the Bearcats on top. It's 15-14 with 6 minutes to go here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented by Commercial Tire Centers.
No matter what team you support this season, Copyco has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is Copyco, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
It's the first lead of the game for the Ellsworth Bearcats as they are up 15-14 over Minneapolis. And now the question is, can the Lions respond? They're going to have plenty of time to do so. And most of their offense has come on just 2 plays, but it's kept them in this game. The Bearcats do lead by 1 thanks to the 2-point conversion. Minneapolis is going to need even more out of Owen Just. He has not carried the football yet today, but he has been crisp through the air. He's 4 for 5, including the 75-yard touchdown. You look at his completed passes, 75, 18, 9, and 12. So good stuff for Owen Just. Jasper Johns back deep to return for the Lions. This is a short kick. That's going to roll out of bounds, and they will throw the penalty flag. So it's going to be really good field position here for Minneapolis, as they come back onto the field here with exactly 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Garrett Golansky has talked a lot about toughness. He's also talked a lot about just that fighting spirit of this team. He said, the one thing I know about Minneapolis this year is that they're not going to give up. So far, the Lions have fought tooth and nail for everything in this game, and this would be a bit of a statement. I know this game was relatively close a year ago, but this is a Bearcat team that made a run to the state quarterfinals 2 years ago, and then last year they started the year 6-0 and then lost 3 in a row, including their opening round playoff game. Pivotal point in the season for both teams. Pivotal game in the schedule to sort out the pretenders and contenders in the NCAA. Just fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Ellsworth all over it. And the first carry of the night for Owen Just is a loss of 1. .5:45 left to play here in the opening half. Like I said, I will be curious to tally up some halftime stats and see just where these teams are at. As you got to think yardage-wise, it's going to favor Ellsworth. The question is by how much? And the other question is, despite that, will they go to the locker room trailing? It's certainly possible. 2nd and 10 for Minneapolis. Handoff, left side, bouncing off of one tackle ahead for a short gain. As that time they go to the back on the left side of the formation. And is Lawnberger again. Lawnberger started off the day pretty rough. You got to be honest about that. It was 1, -2, -4, -2 again. But then the 70-yard touchdown run, and you wonder if that's activated something for this Lions offense. Shotgun set, Lawnberger the back. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage here, and I believe Minneapolis, yep, they want to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Back in just a bit here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there, Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
Back here in Minneapolis, 15-14 is the score, the lead following a 2-point conversion. And it's been smooth sailing for both offenses so far. The defenses have been what have struggled a little bit. Got a couple of updates for you on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Looking around the state here, Plainville and Russell are in a weather delay. 0-0 the score in that game early in the second quarter. Abilene and Concordia are tied at halftime. 7-7 is the score there. El Saline pouring it onto Norwich. 34-zip. How about this? Salina South and Derby tied up 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Here, of course, it is 15-14. Bearcats lead. Lions on the march here, but it is 3rd down and 7. They've got to find a way to pick this up. They call timeout to get a play in. Let's see what it is. To the air. Back shoulder fade. It's incomplete. They were looking to link that up to Nolan Arnold, but Arnold fell down on the comeback route, and it's 4th down and 6. The punt team is on here for the Lions. And this is the no doubt punt team, as sometimes they will line just up, but it is Logan Haley, the kicker and punter. He will kick this away. Jackson Manier is back deep to return. Manier will field this, hesitates, steps to the right, breaks through one tackle. He's immediately brought down at the 35, and that's where Ellsworth will return to the field. For Ellsworth, this will be their 5th drive of the game. So both teams now 2 for 5 on getting points on the board. Trying to keep that momentum rolling. Bearcats have moved it effectively, but Minneapolis is starting to shut down their run. They've figured some things out. I say that, but that last Tucker Goss touchdown run may indicate otherwise. We'll see if he can get going again here. They will hand the rock to Goss, who goes right up the middle. Boy, just puts his head down and earns 4 hard yards. A little sneak preview to what we've got coming up next week. We will be in Abilene as the Cowboys look to pull off the upset heard round the world. They will take on the 5th-ranked and undefeated Rock Creek Mustangs, who are expected to still be undefeated at 3-0 following their matchup this week. Speaking of 3-0, that is the quest that Ellsworth finds themselves on. Power run football. It's looked good so far. Speed option to the outside. Toss to Goss. And he is immediately wrestled down. No gain on second down there. Boy, they had him wrapped up and ready to go. And it's 3rd down and 6. Minneapolis may get the football back yet. 3:25 remaining here in the second quarter. Big 3rd down play coming up here. Still just the one pass. Wouldn't mind seeing Jacobs air it out. Instead, he'll toss to Goss. Cuts it up the sideline, and he'll have close to enough for the first down. I believe he's about a yard short. So we'll see if they want to line it up and go for it in their own territory. Depends kind of on the spot, right? Because if you're looking at 3rd or 4th and 1 here, and they're not. They're looking at 4th down and 2. So will they bring the offense out or will they punt? Bo Kyler is the kicker and punter for this team. He wears number 8. He is nowhere to be found. Ellsworth wants to go for it. It's 4th down and 2. And points or no points, this might determine whether Minneapolis gets the ball back in this half. Also might just be trying to draw them off sides. No, they will run a play right up the middle. That should be enough for the first down, and it is. Call it a gain of 4. Tucker Goss's 14th carry of the game. Keeps those legs under him and keeps things moving. He's got the Bearcats up to about the 46-yard line. It's a good thing we're as far west or east as what we are today. It's more weather coming into the west of us and to the north of us. Things have been nice and cool, and fortunately nice and dry so far here in Minneapolis. Quarterback keeper Jacobs. Oh, hammered down at the 47. My goodness. I don't know that Jacobs even saw the middle linebacker coming, as I believe that was Jasper Johns just laid the boom on Carson Jacobs. I mentioned all that weight that we've seen Tucker Goss and Cooper McGowan put on. As a sophomore, Carson Jacobs officially checks in at just 140 pounds. Shotgun set, 3 receivers off to the left-hand side. And now it's Ellsworth's turn to call a timeout. We'll take it with him with 1:48 left to go. We're back with more when we return on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Centers.
Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Hire Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Hire Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy. Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Messenger Total Promotions is the official apparel provider for the Salina Post sports team. See them in downtown Salina for local high school swag like hoodies, hats, t-shirts, and more. They can custom make anything and also have custom items for your car. Messenger Total Promotions in Manhattan, Salina, Minneapolis, and Junction City. Jacobs was supposed to pass, steps up, wants to run, still has room, takes on a defender at the 46. And on kind of a busted designed passing play, Carson Jacobs is going to earn 6 hard yards ahead and gets his team to a 3rd and 2. He stays in bounds. The clock keeps running. Only 1:25 left to go, and Ellsworth will go into more of a no-huddle type look. Jacobs back to the line, ready to go. He will give it here to Goss up the right side. Bowls over one tackler, and he is down at the 35. It's another gain of 10 for Tucker Goss. Everything here has to be fast. Trying to run it quick. They will stop the clock to reset the chains, but only a minute 10 remaining here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. And because they called that timeout, they've only got one remaining. Both teams do. 60-second drill from the 35. Jacobs in the shotgun. Looking left. He wants to go for it all, and it's hauled in at the 10-yard line. A huge catch for Cooper McGowan. They were 30 yards from Pater. That reception will get him 20. And a much more makeable spot here as they are looking at first down and goal from the 10. They will hand it off right side, up into the end zone for the second time tonight. It's Tucker Goss. Boy, he made that look easy. And it's a big score for Ellsworth just before halftime, as they will have to kick off to start the second half, but they're going to do so with an even bigger lead than what they had. And will they keep the offense out and go for two here? They will. Might as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Minneapolis lines up. They want to stop the run here. Jacobs keeps it. And for the second time tonight, Jacobs is in for the two-point conversion. We'll step away. When we come back, it's an even bigger lead for Ellsworth. They take it up 23-14 on the Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Center.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a child care stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
Quick preview of what you can expect at halftime on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard as we look at other scores and happenings around the area. We'll get you the full slate coming up at halftime, but boy, 35-0 is the lead for Salina Central over campus. Here's a little squibber. Minneapolis will just fall on this. They'll do the right thing there. And, well, it may be blowout season again in the Trojan War as southeast of Saline leads Beloit 28-0. And it is not halftime yet. Remember, that was the state semifinal game that southeast of Saline had to come back and throw a walk-off touchdown to win. If they don't win that game, Beloit goes to the state championship game. Southeast of Saline is not the defending 2A state champions, but obviously things went the way they did, and boy, Southeast appears to have brought back a much heftier squad than that of Beloit, given the numbers. There are 3 games tonight featuring 3 games this weekend featuring 2 NCAA squads, and we've got coverage of all of them. The Trojan War between Southeast and Beloit, this game between Ellsworth and Minneapolis, and then, of course, we'll have coverage on Saturday as this ball lofted up, incomplete. On Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m., we'll have coverage of the contest between Sacred Heart and Pleasanton. Actually, that's not an all-league game. But we will have coverage of Sacred Heart. We've got 5 league schools on the docket this week. Incomplete pass by Owen Just sets up 2nd and 10, stops the clock with 26 seconds remaining. You got to be careful if you're Just here. You've already thrown 1 interception on the night, and you do not want to have a pick 6 situation. We're going to see Minneapolis call their final timeout. We'll take it as well. Back when we return on the Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Center.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush in a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
Flush! The freakishly fast
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof, she's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush and a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
Back here to our game of the week. Tyler Henry, Trey Tolley, and a lead for Ellsworth. Minneapolis is trying to eat into it and potentially double down. The Lions will get the football to start the second half. So if they could find a way to pull off a score here, they got a chance to double down and really cut into this. Here's a screen. It's hauled in near side, breaking one tackle to the outside, trying to get out of bounds and stop the clock, and he will do just that. Brayton Peters hauls it in for the second time today and will do so for a gain of about 13 up to the 45. If there's one team you trust right now to rip off a big play, it would be Minneapolis, right? You look at what they've done tonight. Their 2 touchdowns, a 75-yard pass to Braden Johnson, a 70-yard run for Bryson Lawnberger. They are out of timeouts, and they've only got 20 seconds left. There's no real field goal game here, and you see the prevent defense. It's deep cover 3 for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Owen Just from the shotgun. They rush 4. Another screen to the far side. McGowan in pursuit, and the receiver pushed out of bounds. That's Peters again, who hauls it in on the short pass. 14-yard gain, another pickup for Just, and does what he needs to do. He gets out of bounds, and they're taking advantage of this kind of deep cover 3 look, as there's a lot of room underneath and a lot of room to run on these screens. Ellsworth is not going to go away from it. They are, though, going to slide their linebackers out to cover the flats. Ellsworth is rushing 4. There's only one linebacker in the box. Now they're pressed up trying to cover the flats here. Just tries to go there again, probably for the best that was incomplete. As if he did haul that in, they would have to rush up and spike it and run one more play. But as it stands, they'll get a couple more bites at the apple. They've still got 42 yards to go, and the referee doing the nice thing and wiping off the football. All that rain, you got to think those footballs are going to be slick. Owen Just himself runs over and gets the play call from head coach Garrett Galansky here in his first year leading the Lions. 2nd and 10, 10.9 seconds remaining in the half. Minneapolis looking not for a miracle, but for a big spark. They will loft it. It's almost intercepted, and you got to catch that. That one hits the receiver right between the numbers. It is not hauled in. Emery Stickles, the intended target. So, it's 3rd down and 10. If you're Minneapolis, only 7 seconds left. You don't really have time for 2 plays unless the first one gets you out of bounds in a hurry. Lions looking for a long bomb here. Just immediately under pressure. Rolls out to his right, directing traffic. Uncorks one into coverage. Is that picked off again? It might have been. And it was. It's the 2nd interception of the game. And it will bring us to the halftime intermission. So Ellsworth, 2 big picks, and they stand tall. They will take a 23-14 lead into the halftime locker room. We will step away. When we come back, it's the halftime report. That is next here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Centers.
When Vernon Jewelers has 40% off store-wide, there must be a special occasion. Through September, Vernon Jewelers is celebrating 133 years in business with 40% off store-wide. Savings include high-quality, unique pieces that will not only be cherished but create a lifetime of memories. Save 40% during the 133rd anniversary sale at Vernon Jewelers, 123 North Santa Fe in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter since 1884. 40% off September only, excludes loose diamonds, repairs, and special orders.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
No matter what team you support this season, CopyCo has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is CopyCo, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store. Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a child care stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina. Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush in a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
Flush! The freakishly fast frog!
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof. She's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush in a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
When Vernon Jewelers has 40% off store-wide, there must be a special occasion. Through September, Vernon Jewelers is celebrating 133 years in business with 40% off store-wide. Savings include high-quality, unique pieces that will not only be cherished, but create a lifetime of memories. Save 40% during the 133rd anniversary sale at Vernon Jewelers, 123 North Santa Fe in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter since 1884. 40% off September only, excludes loose diamonds, repairs, and special orders.
And now back to more football action with your game of the week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Workouts, the hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
No matter what team you support this season, Copy Co. has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is Copy Co., located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store. Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a child care stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina. Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush in a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
Flush the freakishly fast frog.
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof. She's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush in a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I don't know if I can.
Well, welcome back in for another half of our Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Center. Before we get the second half underway, let's take a look at our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Got plenty of action to let you know about around the area, including a 50-burger halftime final for El Saline. They defeat Norwich 54-0. Central's up 35-0 on campus. That game is only at the end of the first quarter. Southeast of Saline leads Beloit 36-0 at the half. Marion is up 36-6 on Bennington at the half. Abilene and Concordia are locked up 7 apiece, as are South and Derby. That is a first quarter score from South. It's a halftime score from Abilene. And the final team from our area, Chapman, is down 7-0 to Riley County. Here it is a 23-14 score as we go to the fourth quarter. And it will be Ellsworth receiving the kickoff, veering over to the side, keeping it inbounds here, now looking for a cutback lane. Boy, running the wrong direction. Still trying to turn the corner and utilize that speed to no avail. Somehow still on his feet at the 22. My goodness. I think Jackson Munier just ran 150 yards to gain 18. And here comes the Ellsworth offense for the first time here tonight. Crazy stuff. It will be Ellsworth on the field first. Let's look at some first half numbers. Offensively, Ellsworth, 25 yards through the air, 259 on the ground, 284 total. For Minneapolis, 138 through the air, 80 on the ground, 218 total. And it's been a close game so far. The run game for Ellsworth, I would say, has been the story, at least early on. We'll see if that is still the case here in the second half. First play of the second half, Goss cuts it to the interior, and he has got a gain of about 12. Solid gain there for Tucker Goss, who has 171 yards rushing at halftime. So he has had a stellar day. But is this coming back? Yeah, it is. It's a hold. First and only penalty of the game against Ellsworth. And that'll wipe out the gain for Goss. That is one penalty per side in this game so far. Wow, and there are 2 holds on that play. So that'll back him up 10 yards. You know that Ellsworth's not going to be afraid to just get right back to running. They've only attempted 2 passes in this game, both completions for Carson Jacobs, one of 20 to Cooper McGowan, the other of 5 to Jackson Munier.
First down and 20. Quarterback keeper. Jacobs up the right side. If he could turn the corner, now he cuts to the inside, trying to make men miss. He's got the first down and change. How about 30 yards for Carson Jacobs, who rumbles up the gut. And that is a good piece of running there to cut it to the inside. Normally you don't want to do that, but knowing that the safety was pursuing the angle, probably got another 7, 8, maybe even 9 yards by going inside. And now it's first down and 10 from the 43. Ellsworth ready to rock and roll on first and 10. They go back to the ground. This is Goss. He is through, dragging tacklers, a gain of 13. And Tucker Goss just continues rumbling ahead. You can get two hands on him, but tackling has been a problem when it comes to Tucker Goss. That really is the difference in weight class for Goss, who leveled up in the weight room this offseason. I keep bringing that up, but it's been the difference, at least in my opinion, between some of these being solid gains of 10 or stellar gains of 15. First and 10, quarterback keeper. This time, though, Minneapolis ready, and Jacobs dropped for a loss. 10-17 left to go. Ellsworth behind the sticks for the second time. You look at what these teams have coming up. It's an inverse of last year's schedule. So for Ellsworth, they will be at Lions next week. Minneapolis will be at home. They will take on the Norton Blue Jays. The Bearcats, with the lead, are content to take their time here. There's no sense of urgency, nor should they be, as they are content to let this clock continue to tick. Second and 12. Jacobs hands off to Goss. Up the middle again, spinning off tacklers and falling ahead for a gain of 5. To illustrate how good Tucker Goss has been, in this game he's carried the ball 18 times. He has 9 carries for 10 or more yards. He is a tough kid to bring down. One big run for Cooper McGowan. The rest of the rushing for Carson Jacobs. Third down and 6. Handoff to Goss, powering through tacklers. It's not enough for the first down, but we've got a flag. This is only our third penalty of the game. We'll have to see which direction this is going to move things in. As it stands, Goss is shy of the line to gain. That's going to be a face mask against the Lions. That is a big call. And we're moving for a free first down, given here freely to Ellsworth. Bearcats have not messed around on the ground. They have been excellent so far in this game. 8:52 remaining in the ballgame. Handoff Goss, right side, looking for room. He's got 6. It's one of those guys, you don't want to kill him, but if you hand the ball off to him every single play of the game, in a game like this, you're probably going to like the result on the other end, and that's about what they've done. Carson Jacobs has had a big role. That sophomore is quick, too. You got to think he's going to continue to grow and learn and improve as time goes on. He's still an underclassman leading the team as their quarterback. Would still like to see him air it out a little bit more through the first 2 weeks of the season. Jacobs just 2 for 7 coming into this one. Here's another handoff. Goss, room up the middle. He's already got 2 touchdowns today, and the third will have to wait a little bit longer, but it's a gain of 17 on the 20th carry of the evening for Tucker Goss. So they're at the 5. They have done plenty of good work in this part of the field, and this is where the offensive line has gotten that big push. It's Goss with 2 touchdowns who takes the carry. Left side, hat trick. 3 touchdowns for Tucker Goss. This one from 5 yards out, and Ellsworth builds their lead. Clean and clinical out of the Ellsworth Bearcats. They've lined up to go for 2 the last couple of times. There's no harm in doing it again. Jacobs ran one in. Goss ran one in. They also kicked an extra point earlier today. This time it is Jacobs, and he finds the end zone again. 31-14 is the new score. Back with more on the other side. It's our game of the week. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Back here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week as we continue working our way through action here. 31-14 is the lead for the Ellsworth Bearcats. 7:29 to go here in the first quarter. Sorry, in the third quarter, first quarter of the second half. And it's been by no means an Ellsworth domination. Like I said, you look at total yardage in this game, it is 284 to 218 in favor of the Bearcats, but the edge on the scoreboard continues to widen, and the sustained drives and the success of Tucker Goss and Carson Jacobs in the run game have had a lot to do with that. Minneapolis needs something to go right here. It won't happen on special teams as they get to the 25 and no further. So still working their way through this. Minneapolis offense is back on the field. You look at Minneapolis' drives today. They had 2 long bomb touchdowns, a 75-yard pass to Johnson, and a 70-yard run for Longberger. Aside from that, though, no scoring to speak of for Minnie. They will toss this to the outside. That's Longberger cutting it inside to the 32. And it's a solid pickup of 7 for the junior tailback. Longberger has been that go-to guy. They've already tossed it or given it to him 7 times, but the run has not really been there for Minneapolis. If you take out the 70-yard rush, they have in this game just 9 carries. 5 of those have gone for a loss. See if they keep it on the ground here on 2nd and 3. Just will empty out the backfield. Fires far side. Hauled in on the screen, but they won't get any yardage after the catch. Good tackle by Ellsworth. And just not a lot of space to work with out on the outside for Braden Johnson, who finds maybe, now they're going to say nothing. It is another completion for Owen Just. They're going to need a little something more than that here, though, on 3rd down and 4. 6:10 remaining in the ball game. Owen Just, so far, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, both on long balls near the end of drives. This one will fall harmlessly to the turf, and it's 4th down. I imagine we'll see Minneapolis punt it here. And, yep, just as I say that, they will bring on the punt team. Have not seen an explosive return yet for either team. Jackson Manier would love to become the first to do that. They're going to switch formations just up quickly. He's either going to pooch punt this, or Minneapolis is going to run a play in their own territory. Owen Just, they're going to run it. It's a screen to the outside, and he might have enough there for the first down. He does. Minneapolis ambushes the Bearcats. They line up to punt. They shift the formation, and they're able to get enough for the first down and then some. That's a huge completion from Owen Just. I believe he got that to Brayden Peters. Peters has had 3 catches, all screens, and all big plays for the Lions, who get to keep the offense on the field. 5:30 to go third quarter. 1st and 10. Handoff Lonberger, big hit. I got pretty solid sound cancellation inside this headset. I heard that one from up here in the press box. Middle linebacker fills the hole, gain of nothing there for Lonberger. Brayden Peters checks out here. Jasper Johns checks in. Five minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Lonberger in the left hip pocket of Just. Takes it, trying to stretch to the outside, right into the defender. It's a gain of maybe 2. Shut down on the outside by Cooper McGowan. So Lonberger, like I said, he does have that 70-yarder. But his runs aside from that, -1, -2, -1, -2, 4, 6, 0, and 2. And it's 3rd and long again here for the Lions. Today's broadcast. Oh, we got timeout here? Either way, it's a stoppage, and it gives us a chance to remind you that no matter who you support on Friday nights, make sure you're game day ready with team apparel from Copyco. They've got t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and so much more to help you rep Salina South and Central, Abilene and Chapman, southeast of Saline, Sacred Heart, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Also Minneapolis and Ellsworth. They also do custom printing, so you can rep your favorite student-athlete regardless of what school they go to or what team they play for. Copyco, getting you in the game for over 30 years. After the brief stoppage, it's 3rd down and 8. Just is under pressure, just chucks it out of bounds. And, yeah, that might be intentional grounding. It's either a late hit on the quarterback or it's grounding. This could be a costly penalty for Ellsworth if it was a late hit. Coach Galansky is fired up about it. And judging by the official's body language, oh, wow, no, they're going to wave this off. So whatever they thought they saw, they say they did not see. And we play on. That was 3rd down. This is 4th. Will we see? Yeah, they're going to keep the offense on the field. They want to go for this. 4th down and 8. They picked it up last time. Just 3-step drop. He's under pressure. Lost the football. It's scooped up by Minneapolis, but it does not matter. Owen just got smoked off the corner. And the Bearcats take over on a loud turnover on downs. Great defensive play there for the Bearcat defense. McGowan, Davis, Gardner all involved on the play. There was no pocket at all for Just to work with there. So we'll see what they want to do here as Minneapolis takes over defensively. Jacobs tries to run this up the gut, and there's not a lot of room, so he will spin out just a touch. See what they want to do here on another play. Second and short. Following that last play. Still working things out as they go here with their traditional formation. 2-yard gain on first down for Jacobs. And a whistle with a flag prior to the snap. Might have been a false start. Or sorry, a delay of game. And it is. No, false start. Tough break there for the Bearcats. They are back at it here with the shotgun set. Fake of the handoff. Jacobs again won't find anything. We got flags all over the place. So we'll have to check what the laundry on the field is for. Mason Nagel on the tackle. And they are ready to go. It's something on the defensive end. Apologize for the... If I sounded a bit disconcerted, we're having some technical difficulties here on the audio side, trying to troubleshoot through that. I'm not sleepwalking, I promise. We're good to go here, and it's a 1st and 10, whatever the penalty was. Didn't see the official call on the field, but it goes against Minneapolis. That's their 3rd penalty. And more importantly, their 2nd penalty of the half. And McGowan is the lone back here in the backfield. They are going to give it to him up the right side. McGowan has all sorts of room. He is looking to get downhill, turns the corner. He approaches the pylon. He won't be there in time, but that is another 20-yard gain for Cooper McGowan. 2 carries. 40 yards for McGowan. So here we go. 1st down and goal. This is where they've been really efficient. Handed off to Goss. Does he have 4 touchdowns in him tonight? He might. He does. Tucker Goss, for the 4th time in this game, is going to walk into the end zone, this time from 11 yards out. And it's back-to-back touches for Tucker Goss that go for touchdowns here in Minneapolis, and it is looking like it's coming up all Bearcats here in the 3rd quarter. They will line it up to go for 2. Jacobs has been getting in at a really good clip here. We'll see if they get it. No, Jacobs keeps it again. This time, Minneapolis is ready for it, and they finally are able to get a stop. We'll step away, back with more when we return. Ellsworth leads 37-14, courtesy here of Commercial Tire Centers.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come sit at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Back here just in time for the kickoff here between Ellsworth and Minneapolis. And they will send this deep here. Minneapolis needs points, and they need them quickly. As Special teams, we mentioned, could swing things, but that is easier said than done against this kick return team. Cameron Gardner comes up with the tackle, and here comes the Minneapolis offense. Turned over on downs the last time out. And now they find themselves in a very deep hole. This is an Ellsworth offense that has been ruthlessly efficient. So we'll see if they can get something going here as they put the offense back out there here. Just from the shotgun, it's over his head. Ellsworth pursuing. He's back in his own end zone. He will pick it up. It's out the back of the end zone, and it's a safety. The Bearcats going to get 2 points and the football back, and bad turns to worst here for Minneapolis. Disastrous stuff. And now they'll have to punt it away. So we'll see what they do here. But this is a chance for Ellsworth, I mean, effectively, to put the game away. It's going to require more good effort. Try to cap this off with some more positives. Bearcats still working here. Again, we apologize for the scatterbrain sounding commentary. Still working through some technical difficulties here on our end. Got to roll it on the fly. Believe we're good. With a minute 42 to go, it will be a safety punt. Coming up here, it's now 33-14 Ellsworth. And actually, quick correction, at the high school level, there is no safety punt. It's just a safety kickoff from the 20. So Johns will send this back to Menier. He's been waiting for a chance to return one of these all night long. Menier, I'll just come back here to the inside. He'll be tackled down at the 46, and that's where the offense is back onto the field here for Ellsworth, who has had a very productive half so far. 5-yard touchdown run for Tucker Goss. 10-yard touchdown run for Tucker Goss. What'd they do in the second quarter? Oh, I don't know. 10-yard touchdown run for Tucker Goss. 35-yard touchdown run for Tucker Goss. You think Tucker Goss is having fun tonight? I would say probably. Goss came into this game with 5 touchdowns. He is trying to double that here tonight, and I'll tell you what, he might do it. Ellsworth's got the offense on the field. Jacobs will take it himself left side, and he'll get to the 50. Solid gain of 5 for Carson Jacobs. That is his 15th carry of the game. Braden Peters on the stop. Boy, beautiful, beautiful night for some high school football. Glad you're spending it with us here in Minneapolis. Bearcats up big, feeling good, about to roll to 3-0. You like their chances at rolling through Lions next week. I mean, the challenges for Ellsworth don't really come until week 7 when they play Beloit. And I'll tell you what, after what we're seeing southeast of Salina due to Beloit tonight, Ellsworth might go ahead and just go take that one too. Here is a handoff. We've got a new back in the game up the right side. Still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 40. It's a gain of 10. And it's a gain of 10 for Rhett Bull. Might be the last we've seen of Tucker Goss. They might give him the rest of the night off, and well-deserved. Rhett Bull has 3 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown coming into this game. His first touch here tonight goes for a gain of 10, and just as I said, they might give good old Tucker Goss the night off. He is back in the backfield licking his chops. He wants more. Got a flag thrown by the side judge. pointing at somebody. We're backing up for something here. Could be a false start. The white hat will confer with the official. And it is, in fact, a false start against Ellsworth. It's only their second penalty of what has been an otherwise very clean football game. So it's 1st and 15. You wonder if they might just hand it to Goss and see if he can't get all 15 right away. Ellsworth is going to let the clock expire. We'll find out on the other side of the break. We'll step away after 3. It's a 39-14 lead for the Ellsworth Bearcats here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
Back to football action here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Center. As we go to the fourth quarter, it is a 33-14 lead. No, it's a 39-14 lead. There we go. Had a miscue on my score sheet. And we've got another flag, and it's another false start on Ellsworth. So it's 5 more yards against the Bearcats. They only have 3 penalties. 2 of them, though, have been on back-to-back plays here. You wonder what's going on there. So it was 1st and 10, then it was 1st and 15, and now it's 1st and 20 for Ellsworth. Bearcats have been pounding it on the ground all night. They go right back to the ground. This time, though, there is nothing. Oh, my goodness. How does Tucker Goss get out of that? He's down the sideline to the 22. The ball is out. He is down by contact. Tucker Goss was dead to rights, wrapped up, and just said, I don't really care about your tackle. I'm going to go ahead and run for 30 yards. And he does just that. My goodness. Who else does this at the 2A level? The only name that comes to mind is Grady Gebhardt, and he does not run like that. Gebhardt's shifty. He'll step out of a tackle. Goss will just lower his shoulder and banish you to the shadow realm. Time continues to tick. It's 1st and 10. 11:19 left to go, and Goss is not content with a performance that's got him over 200 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. But you know he's hungry for more. He's the 5th leading rusher in the state of Kansas coming into this week. He's about to add 200 and change. Hand off to Goss, tripped up there, short gain of about 2. There have been a few runs like that mixed in, but this is as dominant of an effort as you will see out of a running back in the state of Kansas tonight. I had him for 171 at halftime. If that is true, he might run for 250 tonight. Timeout called. We'll take it as well. Before we go, well, we'll just go ahead and take it as well. Back in just a bit on the Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Centers.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need, and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Fans, don't forget, from raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Treat yourself to one of their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in and see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street in Salina or at Jeans in Minneapolis and Ellsworth. Fourth quarter action here on the game of the week. Ellsworth up big looking for more. Tucker Goss looking for more. They will give it to him up the middle, still keeping the legs churning, still on his feet to the 15-yard line and turning what should have been, let's be honest, maybe a 2-yard gain into a 5-yard gain. Hard-fought yards for Tucker Goss, who has been a load. And you either have the personnel to tackle him or you don't. Tonight, it has looked like Minneapolis does not. I'm not saying we pencil it in, but I'd like to be in Ellsworth when they take on Beloit later this year. That's going to be a fun one. Just under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. 39-14 is the colossal lead here for Ellsworth. They will take the snap. It's another handoff right side, and that is another gain of about 3 for Goss, but he's shy of the line to gain. And we'll see what Ellsworth wants to do here on 4th and short. This entire drive has taken up a chunk of the fourth quarter. 9:13 remains. I would make a joke about I wonder where this is going because, this would be the territory where they keep handing it to Goss, but we've also seen them pull it with Jacobs and have success running with him. We've also seen 2 big 20-yard gains out of Cooper McGowan. They'll send a man in motion. A lot of movement up front and a flag. And it looks like a false start. That'll back Ellsworth up a touch here. Let's check in on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard, see what else is going on. Only one of the broadcasts tonight because Sacred Heart will play some Saturday afternoon football tomorrow. Catch that one at 11:30 a.m. for the kickoff. It's a neutral site game. Well, southeast of Salina leads Beloit 44-0. That game's still in the third quarter. And for those keeping an eye on the wild card chase, the Kansas City Royals lead the Toronto Blue Jays 14-1. I think they've got that one wrapped up and in hand. Here it's 4th down and 7. Ellsworth will go for it. Jacobs to the air. He is sacked. Big turnover on downs and a huge sack recorded by the Lions. That one recorded with some confidence as shooting through the line, Alejandro Arnold. And he makes a big tackle to give the Lions the ball back. But will it be too little too late? See if we've got any other games starting to go final around the area. Plenty of great action in our area tonight. Checking the boards here, and we see, wow. Well, checking the boards here, and we see not much from our area. Another snap over the head, but call it a direct snap. It finds the hands of Lawnberger, who's going to turn it in for a gain of 8. That had no business being anything other than a big tackle for loss, and it just kind of happened to fall in the lap of Bryson Lawnberger, who says, hey, look what I found, Mom. And we'll see what the flag is for, but as it stands for Lawnberger, that's going to be a credited gain of 7, but I think we might be bringing this back here. And we are. Well, no, this is against Ellsworth. The official pointed towards Ellsworth, but they're not moving that direction yet. Referees huddle up to try and get this call right. They called it illegal participation against Ellsworth, whatever that means. And they will move this, I believe, for a free first down. The only score from our area of note, Salina Central leads Hayesville campus 55-7 at the halftime. Quick check on that game. It's now 62-7. Running clock in the third quarter. Here it is 39-14. Good snap that time, but a fumble. The ball's on the deck, and Ellsworth has it. Somebody greased the football. That is 2 straight plays where that thing just slips out of the hands of its intended target, and Ellsworth is going to get the ball right back here in the fourth. Huge. Trying to tally this up really quickly and just see, obviously my stats unofficial. If you follow along, not the biggest math guy over here in the world. But from what I've been tracking throughout the course of this game, 268 yards on the ground for Tucker Goss. To the air, over the middle, it's caught. There he goes. Touchdown Ellsworth. It's Jackson Manier. And another one-play drive for the Bearcats as they go 45 yards for the score. It is also the first touchdown pass of the season for Carson Jacobs. Not bad for your third passing attempt of the game. 45-yard touchdown strike to Jackson Manier. And do they go for 2? Looks like they will. Jacobs sends Manier in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off. Goss will gallop ahead, and he is in. 47-14, the new Ellsworth lead. A reminder, start your new career with C&R Plating. Visit their website at crplatinginc.com. Back with more when we return. It's a big lead for Ellsworth on our Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Centers.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, it was a good start to this game, but it's been all Ellsworth in the second half, quite literally. Remember, this game was relatively close. Going into the locker room, you look at a game that, at the time, was very competitive, but since then, the Bearcats have been the only team to score here in the second half. Short hop here. They've covered it up well on returns. They'll cover it up well again here. And the 26 is where the Minneapolis offense will take over and set up shop. First, I can't say career. Well, actually, I could. Let me take a look here. Yes, that's the first career touchdown pass for Carson Jacobs. Last season, he was just 6 for 9, 47 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. This season, he throws a touchdown in his sophomore year, and, well, no transfer portal to worry about in the realm of high school football. So, congrats to Jacobs, first of many, I'm sure. Offense back on the field for Minneapolis, and here come the flags. Boy, we had a really disciplined game of football. Only 1 penalty against each team in the first half. And since then, they've been coming fast and furious. Don't forget, after the game on Sunday. Give me a little time. Don't forget to check out the Salina Post Facebook page and S-Post Sports on Twitter or X to see game highlights from around the area, proudly presented by Billings Group. Shotgun set on 1st and 15 for Owen Just. He takes a deep drop, uncorks one down the sideline, incomplete. Boy, he loaded up. Good coverage, step for step down the sideline by Carson Jacobs. He plays two ways, too. It's the 11th attempt of the night for Owen Just. And they're letting him sling it here late in a game that has already been decided, at least on the scoreboard. But Minneapolis trying to maintain a little something going into next week. They're going to fall to 1-2. And they will take on a tough Norton opponent. Speaking of teams that made deep runs 2 years ago. It's a Norton squad that I believe played Ellsworth in the semis. Here's a pass, boy, right into the hands of Brayton Peters. And it's incomplete to bring up a 3rd and 15. That's one you got to have if you are Peters. It's been sure-handed today on 3 catches. That's not one of them. Timeout called. Coach Golansky wants to talk it over. We'll step away as well. Back with the remainder of this game. When we come back, it's our Game of the Week presented by Commercial Tire Centers.
No matter what team you support this season, Copy Co. has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom-make items so you can support any local team or student-athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is Copy Co., located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
Out of the break, Minneapolis up to the line and ready to go. Ellsworth runs out of the huddle, and here we go. It's 3rd down and 15 for the Lions. Just takes the snap, stands in the pocket, steps up, wants to run, has nowhere to go, and is brought down. Micah Galvin involved there for Ellsworth. Lane Howard, the sophomore, makes the tackle. And we got a flag here on Ellsworth. Trying to see what the ruling is on this. I know I didn't see what I think I saw. But you never know. Unless I'm crazy, that looks like the signal for pass interference. It can't be pass interference because there was no pass to interfere with. So whatever it is, it's against the Bearcats, and it's 15 yards and a 1st down for Minneapolis. That is the 6th penalty rendered here against Ellsworth. 7:33 left to go in a 47-14 ball game. Minneapolis sends 2 guys in motion. That's got to be illegal. And there's the flag. We've got a couple of them here on the play. I want to say a special thank you to Commercial Tire Centers for helping us bring you coverage of tonight's game. Also want to thank Kansas Bankers Technologies, your trusted partner in bank-focused IT strategy and compliance. Got a false start. That'll go against the Lions. It'll back them up even further. As a reminder, coming up next week, we will be in Abilene as the Cowboys look to pull off a major NCKL upset over the Rock Creek Mustangs. Bearcats back on defense. Minneapolis up to the front, and it's just gone from bad to worse here. Braden Johnson, the team's leading receiver, hit right between the numbers and just drops it. And you wonder, in a way, if we're starting to see a little bit of white flag waving from Minneapolis here. It's not been ideal. Got some games getting postponed on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Our first set of finals is coming in. Here's a screen and another drop. And I think they went right back to the well. Yeah, that's Braden Johnson. So they go to Braden Johnson. He drops it. They go back to Braden Johnson. Same result. And it is 3rd and 15. That Rock Creek team that's going to take on Abilene, how about a 68-0 win over Bonner Springs this week? Finals trickling in from all around the state, trying to hunt down the ones that are relevant to our area. Riley County up 21-12 on Chapman. 3rd and 15, far side. There's a catch. Might even be, it's going to be a couple yards shy of the line to gain. Nolan Arnold hauls it in for, let's call it, 14. So Just is now 9 for 15. Derby leads 43-14 late in the fourth quarter over Salina South. Just trying to pick up the first down, and it just keeps getting worse. You can't throw practice passes any better than this. That's a turnover on downs, and Ellsworth puts the offense back on the field with 7:15 left to go. I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, these are not just catchable passes. There's nobody around to even contend with them. Undefended passes for the most part. Chapman, with 3:37 to go, recovers a fumble, and a touchdown pass to Van Meter with a PAT conversion makes it a 1-point game. Here it's a handoff. Trying to find something, not finding much. That's Macian Corby, a freshman. Had to make sure I had that right. His first carry of the day. From what I can tell, his first carry of the season goes for a gain of 2. They will hand it off again. Corby ahead for a short gain. That is no gain, as a matter of fact. And I'm trying to see, it appears Ellsworth has also swapped out quarterbacks. Gage Loss is the new QB. Loss tries to pitch it. It's dropped. That's going to be a big loss. And it's 4th down upcoming following the fumble recovery. Alejandro Arnold in on the tackle. First final from our area. Bennington falls to Marion 60-6. Ellsworth to punt this away. They will kick it deep. No chance for a return, and that's going to bounce out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So after forcing the stop, turnover on downs and a punt. Looks like both teams have put it in cruise control for the time being. Minneapolis trying to salvage a little pride here late in the game. Oh my goodness. Well, the Royals don't care about the Blue Jays' pride. They lead 20-1. That's a football score in a baseball game. 5:31 left to play. Minneapolis offense is on the field. Let's see if they do go back to the air here. Got to get some catches. And a wide open receiver on the near side. Missed him and then just will overthrow his receiver as they were trying to get that out to Stittles, but just nothing there. Second and 10 for the Lions. Don't forget, we'll have our Vernon Jewelers Gem of the Game on a quick post-game wrap after this one goes final. Got several games in the area approaching a final. Shotgun snap for Just, fires far side, and again just misses Stickles. This time he throws it outside. Stickles was waiting for it inside. How about a comeback win for the Abilene Cowboys? They knock off the Concordia Panthers 27-23. That's a big win for Abilene. And that is a Concordia team. Head coach Tom Flax, formerly of the Minneapolis Lions, left to go be an assistant at Concordia. They pulled off a crazy comeback last week, but this week it's Abilene who gets the last laugh in a 27-23 victory. Chapman battles, but they come up just short. Riley County gets the last laugh, 21-20 is the final there. Here it's a handoff, just looking for a little space and finding no more than a little. Up that left side to bring up fourth down, and you wonder if Ellsworth will get to return a punt here, or if Minneapolis wants to try and keep the offense out there for one more play. And it looks like they will line it up and punt this deep. Southeast of Saline still playing Beloit 50-0 is the score currently. That game, by the way, is at Beloit. Both of these teams will get a look at Beloit later this season in weeks 6 and 7, respectively. So the Ellsworth offense, following the punt, is back on the field, trying to grind out the final 4 minutes and 30 seconds of this clock. Bearcats with 1st and 10. Backups into the game here. New quarterback, new running back. And not a lot happening here on 1st down, as slung to the turf is Gage Loss, I believe. Here for a loss of 2. Bearcats, though, content to continue grinding out this clock for as much as they can. We got a final from Beloit, southeast of Saline. The 2A state title defense is looking good. They defeat a Beloit team they met in the state semifinals, and they get the win 50-0. 2nd down and 12. Low snap, bad mesh, and they might get the yardage they lost back, but yeah, just not a lot of space to work with. That Abilene win over Concordia. Abilene scored 3 touchdowns in the final 7.5 minutes to come back and get the win in that one. Gutsy stuff. And good work, ultimately. Other scores, Smith Center leads Norton 28-20. That game has actually just gone final. Due to weather, we've got a halftime score for you. Plainville trails Russell 6-0. Here it's the Bearcats off the left side, and not a lot there. We'll turn that over And it's 4th and 10. Got another final. Salina Central defeats Campus 62-13. Mustangs really pouring it on. Here it's a punt fielded by Minneapolis back at about the 23. And the Lions put the offense back on the field one more time, maybe. 2:19 left to go. You never know. This was a really fun game for about 2.5 quarters. And then you had, I'll give it to you here. These are the drives for tonight's game. Touchdown, fumble, 3 and out. Touchdown, interception, turnover on downs, and an exciting one. Touchdown, punt, touchdown, interception. Touchdown, turnover on downs, touchdown, safety. But since the beginning of the fourth quarter, turnover on downs, a fumble, a touchdown, a turnover on downs, punt, and punt. 1st and 10 for the Lions. They will go back to the I formation. This is the second time they've done this today. They toss it to the outside, chugging along, looking for yardage, finding some, and it's an 8-yard gain. Give the credit on the ground to Reese Abel. Here's a toss to the outside. Abel's going to have enough for the first down and more. He turns the corner. There's a flag down. Tackled at the 40, but we'll have to check the laundry and see if this is coming back. Good looking gain. They're hoping that it's more than that. And there you go. It is, in fact, a hold against the Lions. That'll back him up for a 2nd and 8. They will keep this on the ground. Abel not going to find much here. Keeps the legs turning and gets 3 hard yards. That'll get us under 2 minutes to go here. Both teams still battling it out here to the end. Just a reminder, coming up tomorrow, obviously there's Sacred Heart going up against Pleasanton. That game will take place tomorrow at 11:30. Get you something else here in just a moment. As back to the eye go the Lions. Quick pop pass over the top. Not enough to pick up the first down. That'll bring up 4th down, and we're inside the final 60 seconds of this one. Coming up on the post-game report, we'll get you final scores from around the area. Also get you some final stats from this one. It's going to go down as a big win for Ellsworth. Minneapolis looking for maybe one more score, or at the very least a little positive momentum before the break. And they will get another first down. We'll see if they decide to line it up and run another play, or if they want to call it there. Time ticks, 10 seconds. Time for one more play if Minneapolis wants to run it. Down to 5, down to 4, and the Lions will wave the white flag. It is a dominant 47-14 victory here tonight for the Ellsworth Bearcats. They roll to 3-0. They remain undefeated. We will step away. Post-game is next here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. It's the Commercial Tire Centers post-game report right around the corner.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Here to wrap things up on the Commercial Tire Center's post-game report, a reminder, 47-14 the final in this one. Ellsworth moves to 3-0. Minneapolis falls to 1-2. And let's go ahead and take a look at our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Excuse me. Final scores coming in from around the area. Salina Central defeats Campus 62-13. Still waiting on a final from Salina South and Derby, but that one will be won by Derby in the end. It's just a matter of what the final score is. Abilene rattles off 3 unanswered touchdowns to come back late. They defeat Concordia 27-23. Southeast of Saline shellacks Beloit in the Trojan War 50-0. Chapman came back but could not complete it for the second straight week. Brutal stuff for the Irish. They fall 21-20 at the hands of Riley County. The game between Sacred Heart and Pleasanton will be played tomorrow, and Bennington falls to Marion 60-6, the final in that one. Here, it's time to give out our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game. It's not a hard decision. It's Tucker Goss. How about 270 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns in a beat-down effort? 47-14, again, was the final. Tucker Goss, for his big performance tonight, is our gem of the game, brought to you by Vernon Jewelers. That'll just about wrap it up for us one last time here from Minneapolis High School. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, we will have a battle between Rock Creek and Abilene. That game will be at Abilene High School. But until then, I've been Tyler Henry alongside me, Trey Tolley, our producer and engineer for this contest. I want to say thank you so much again for tuning in. It's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It was brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Centers.